Hello children, in this video I'll explain the very interesting poem titled The Quarrel prescribed in CBSE for class 6 in the book Honeysuckle. Before getting into the poem, let us know something about the poet. The poet of this particular poem is Eleanor Fashion. She was an English author of children's stories and plays, poetry, biography, history, and satire. She won many literary awards. Eleanor Fashion Award for Children's Literature is presented annually in her memory by the Children's Book Circle. Her notable works are Moonshine, Morning Has Broken, Pan Worship and Other Poems, Nursery Rhyme or London Town, Gypsy and Ginger, etc. This is a very interesting poem which you can relate yourself if you have a sibling, that means a brother or a sister. Dear friends, tell me one thing, do you quarrel with your sibling? We often quarrel with our brother or sister on very small issues which can be as small as he ate my chocolate, he took my pen or bicycle, she wore my dress, he is not giving me remote, and sometimes we do not remember the reason why we quarrel. But the truth is, can we live without our siblings for a long time? Here in this poem, the poet is trying to explain how a quarrel between siblings began and ended without any reason. The reason was very petty, but they shouted at each other. The quarrel was mild at first, but it became strong in the end. Both claimed that they were right. They began to hate each other. They didn't talk to each other till evening. Then suddenly the brother realized his mistake. He decided to make up with the narrator. He walked up to her and patted on her back. He suggested that they should patch up. He admitted that he was at fault. The narrator forgot and forgave him. Okay, this is a summary of this poem. Let me recite the poem for you. Let's begin our poem. I quarrel with my brother. I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. The start of it was slight. The end of it was strong. He said he was right. I knew he was wrong. Here the poem begins with the line, I quarrel with my brother. The poet quarreled with her brother. In this stanza, the poet said that both of them were fighting and were not even aware of the cause of the fight was. I had mentioned earlier, she took my pen, he took my bicycle, he is not giving me remote, like that. The fight was happening because of a series of things. One thing was giving way to another. While fighting, both fell down. In the beginning, the fight was modest and was not very serious, but gradually it grew intense and became a serious issue. Her brother said that he was right, whereas the narrator was thinking herself on the right side. Okay, here in this stanza, slight means small or modest. Okay, let's see the next stanza. We hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back and said, Oh, come along. We can't go on all night. I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. Okay. What happened? They hated one another. Okay, they didn't like one another. because their fight became serious and both started hating each other. The afternoon turned black. That means it's a phrase, the afternoon turned black. It means that the fight that has started in the afternoon has not ended till night. The meaning of the turn black is to become unpleasant. Here, turn black means the afternoon turned into night. That's all. Okay. The afternoon turned into night. Then suddenly her brother thumped her on the back. Here, thumped means hit. Patted her on the back. Okay, and asked her to get along as it was not the right thing to pull the matter throughout the night. He also declared humbly that he was wrong, which proved his generosity. This moved the poet's heart, and she realized that he was in the right and she was wrong. The narrator quarreled with her brother for no reason. Both of them were firm to their claim of being right. They began to hate each other. But in the afternoon, the brother took initiation and admitted his mistake. Thus, they forgot their bitterness and became friendly again. Let me recite the poem once more. This is written by Eleanor Fashion. I quarreled with my brother. I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. The start of it was light, the end of it was strong. He said he was right. I knew he was wrong. We hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back and said, "Oh, come along. We can't go on all night." I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. Okay? Recite your poem 2 times. Thank you.